guys, and welcome to Talk About It Thursday with Bree. So welcome to another awesome episode. Today we're going to be talking with Mihajlo. He is a rapper from Detroit, Michigan. He has been featured on underground hip-hop vlogs, Shade 45, Metro Chimes, which is a huge newspaper here in Detroit. He recently put out an album, and on the album there's a song that caught my attention, and it's in line and in sync with what Bree, what I and what Talk About It Thursday is all about, which is living a life that is full of optimism, health, living confidently, and just kind of living your passion and pursuing that. So he shares a little bit about his journey, a little bit about what he does to overcome challenges with his creative art and how he uses that for his advantage. He talks about a little bit about his story and where he plans to go, and then also like the kind of the philosophy and mindset of like success and producing and working and thriving. This episode was really designed and like made for the creatives that follow me, for the artists that follow me, for the entrepreneurs that follow me. So I made this one really for you, for us, for a little bit of inspiration and just a reminder of how important, how far gratitude really goes. So thank you for watching this episode, and also when you're done, if you like the video, share it. If you find that this could help or inspire someone else, someone that you know, share the video. Thank you for listening, and subscribe to my channel, to his music. All the links will be below. Take a listen before you watch. You'll really get a grasp of his work and what we're going to be talking about during this episode. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Today we have a special guest, Mihajlo. Welcome in.
What up?
So I'm so excited to have you because I found you on Instagram.
Okay.
And I saw you because one of my friends posted your video, I Am Blessed. And that song got my heart going so much because you're from the city of Detroit, right?
Yeah, so when I was born, we lived here in Southwest Detroit, and then at a young age, we moved to Dearborn Heights, like right outside, like the border of Dearborn Heights and Detroit, like Warren and Telegraph. So yeah, like all my family was in Southwest. Growing up, this is where I'll come see my cousins and spend time. So yeah, Wayne State University graduate. Shout out to the Warriors. So I'm from around here. This is my neck of the woods.
Okay. So this show is like mostly about like creating confidence within, maintaining that, especially as an artist, because a song like I Am Blessed, and if you haven't listened to it yet, pause the video. I have the link to the song below, so listen to it so that we can really grasp what he's talking about and like the importance of this song.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write this?
It was, I thought, the best way to kind of end off my album. There's 11 tracks on the album, and throughout the 11 tracks, it's a very personal album. It's deep. There's some gloomy topics and content on there, and I always just kind of say that, like, yo, no matter kind of what you're going through, always just kind of count your blessings. It's cliche, but it's real. It's like we fail to realize how lucky we already are, and we get bent out of shape for things that's like, look, dude, like, you're bent out of shape for X, Y, Z. There's other people that are going through way worse things that would die to have your problems. So you just kind of, when you start saying that to yourself constantly, you just kind of start realizing how blessed you are, whether it be lucky, blessed, whatever word you wanna use. You know what I mean? Your cousin is still around. You're not in a hospital right now. There's infinity blessings to count. You can breathe. You're not on a machine that's telling you, like, you can get up, you can walk around, and there's people in the world that, unfortunately, they're probably blessed in other ways, but some of these things, we take for granted all day, and we worry about things like, oh, I didn't get that job, I didn't get that raise, this girl don't like me, this guy don't like me. It's like, come on, man, like, how small that is, so that's just kind of the whole point of the song. I'm blessed. Go look it up, like she said. My name is Valid. Just Google it, Valid. I'm blessed. it'll pop
So
up.
how did Valid come along? Because your name, like your like real legal name is
Mihajlo. Yep,
which
that's the name of the album.
Which means
it's kind of like a variation of Michael from where my parents are from, and so that's my real name, and I put my real thoughts and feelings, per usual. I always do in this album, but I took it a little bit deeper, open up some doors I don't usually open up to the public to see on this project. So I just thought, just give them my life, and the whole package of that album is me as a kid, me in my teenage years. Because I go back, I just kind of, it's almost like a biography, loosely like a biography. It's got like a time travel theme to it.
Yeah, that was actually really creative because I followed you. So you posted one picture for every track, and it was kind of moving through like your lifetime. So it's kind of like rewind. So like, where are your parents from? You came to Detroit. Like, what is that timeline? What is Mihajlo going through during this period to get you here?
My parents migrated to Detroit from a country that isn't around anymore, called Yugoslavia. At that time, it was Yugoslavia. Now they're Serbian. That's what they are. And they met here. They got married here. They had kids here, and I'm one of them. And like I said earlier, we lived here in Southwest Detroit. All my cousins kind of did. Like all my father's like closest like first cousins, and this cousin and that cousin. We lived in this area, and moved, like I said, not long after I was born. We moved to right outside Dearborn Heights, Detroit borderline. And just as a kid, man, I just remember being in this area all the time. Like I remember hearing like MC Breed. I remember my cousins having to hide the Snoop Dogg Doggy Style tape from, you know what I'm saying, the adults. But it was like one of their uncles that gave it to them and said, like, don't tell your parents I gave you this. You know what I'm saying? And they had to like hide it under the bed. And so like hip hop was always around when I was a kid. And I think out of all my family and stuff, I really dove into it the deepest and completely fell in love with it at a young age. As I got older though, like 5th or 6th grade, it was really when I heard Biggie Smalls. It changed my life. He was, I was probably like in 4th or 5th grade. It's like 96, 97. I can tell you the moment. It was Mo Money, Mo Problems. Sitting in the back of my uncle's truck. That song comes on the radio. I don't know who Biggie Smalls is. I'm 10 years old, you know what I mean? So, but it got in my vein. Not too long after that, we finally got like cable TV at the crib. And then I was actually able to turn on the music video. And I was like, oh, this is that same cat. I didn't know what he looked like.
Is this the age where you kind of started feeling like, I think this is what it is that I want to do? Like,
yeah.
When was that time? Like, you felt like...
It was a few years after that. Like, I knew I wanted to be like Biggie Smalls when I grew up. I was seeing the speedboats and the money and the fly girls. I'm like, damn, I want to be Biggie Smalls. He's the coolest cat to ever like walk Earth. Like this guy's cool.
And that's the thing, because you say, I've heard you say things like that before, but you made I Am Blessed, which is totally opposite. Totally opposite.
You grow up. You know, if Biggie Smalls, was still around, rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. But if he was still around, you know what I'm saying? Would he still be rapping about that stuff too?
Okay.
Think about it. I'm older than he was when he died. So put that in perspective. Okay. If Biggie and Pac were still around, what would their content be like in 2019?
Because you're saying that. This is why I think this is why you're here right now, is because you're a man in the neighborhood making songs like I Am Blessed. But then there are also men who are older than Biggie Smalls when he died who are not singing about that. They're still kind of going through some transitions in their life. Whoa. So my question now is your mindset, right? Yeah. So what is that first the turning point within you that says, I'm going to be an artist? Mm-hmm. When did that switch turn on? And what was the moment where you said, I'm doing it? And what gave you the audacity to follow that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I started writing my own rhymes when I was like 11, 12. They're probably, I know they are horrendous, terrible. But that's okay. So I started writing my own rhymes. And then as I got like 13, 14, I just fell in love deeper with it. Eminem, Jay-Z, Juvenile, DMX. And I'm just like, man, this is what I want to do. Just like anybody else. Like any kid who was watching Tony Hawk growing up. He's like, yo, I want to be a skateboarder when I grow up. I want to be, I want to play in the NBA. I'm no different. I'm no, special than any kid with a dream. I just got, when I turned like 18, 19, I kind of stopped like thinking about that. It always just kind of lingered in my mind. Like, damn, dog, like, you got one life to live. Like, like, do it. You know what I mean? Regardless of the outcome, just do it. And I've just been on the scene since like 2010, 2011, hard as hell, and I love it. You know, regardless of what comes of it, I love the people that I've met. So it was really around that time where I was in my early 20s, and I said, yo, I'm not gonna grow old wishing I tried something. I don't want to, you know, live with regrets. So and that's really what it was.
I know that through journeys of just any type of success, there are always like challenges that come with that. What is like something that you say or that you exercise daily, or maybe tell yourself when those times come? Like, what kind of do you do to get through those?
I just always, again, the song you bring up, I'm Blessed, is I just kind of tell myself, yeah, this all sucks, but yo, dog, you know what I mean? You can. Your parents are still alive. You're all right. You know what I'm saying? Like just things like that. And then when it comes to like specifically, like artistically, and just, you know, to hone in more specifically just on like the music endeavors, not life in general. When those hard times come, I just kind of tell myself like, hey, dog, any cat at the top of the mountain has them hard time story. So you need it. I think life is not like an up and down scale of like how good life is, like a ladder. It's a spectrum. So the better it is, at the same time, the worse it's gonna be. It's always gonna come back down to zero. It's like the yin and the yang. That's just kind of my theme and philosophy of life. So like, if you want extreme success, get ready to go through some extreme pain. You can't avoid that, you know? It's just like going to the gym. That life is like that. Like, you want to be swollen, you want to be like healthy, yo, you're going to put your body through extreme pain to look extremely good and live extremely healthy.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself going with like your trajectory? What are you creating for yourself? I
don't know. Me and DJ Head, he produced my album. Him, Pigpen, and myself and Anthony Rizzo. It was like a four-headed monster that came together to create this project, and it's been a blessing in itself. Me and DJ Head, we have some things in mind, but especially after dropping this album, I feel like I knocked something off my bucket list, like big time. Where it's gonna take me, I don't know. It's a very exciting time, but back to what you said, I know what it's like when things aren't exciting. People aren't sharing your album cover. People aren't talking about your project. People aren't buying your t-shirts. So I know what that's like. So I'm trying to tell myself not to get too excited, but I'm excited. You know, it's a fun time. It's I don't know if I've hit the peak yet of what I can do with my own two hands and my music and everything like that. So I got plans, I got ideas for different projects and stuff, but it's always back to the drawing board. Like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So
it's a lot of work, and it's just like, am I ready to put that hat on again and get back into creation mode and this, that, and the third.
That's another thing for an artist. Like, when you do this, like your creative work, is it for the world or is it like for you?
Well, there's a line on my intro where I'm telling. It's funny you say that. On the intro of this album, I go back in time, quote unquote. I'm talking to myself as a kid, kind of telling them like what life's gonna be like when you get older. And I tell them something along the lines of like, this album's for you. I forgot the exact rhymes, but it's like, this album's for you before I cared how thick was the crowd, before I cared about how many units I was selling. Like, this album's for you. Like, the world's gonna hear it, but it's specifically made for you. So like, I went in writing this album as if this is dedicated to the 12-year-old version of me or the 15-year-old version of me that never even been in the studio before, never even rocked the show. Like, yo, this one's for you. I know what kind of music you like. I know what you think about when you think about, I want to grow up and be an MC like Common and Talib Kweli, like when I was in high school. Like, this one's for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world gonna hear it, but I'm talking to a specific person.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Peace. Yo, 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 what up, though? You know who it is, the one and only, your homie, the big Valboski, aka Rocky Valboa on ya. And you know the deal. Mihajlo, it's out, the album's out, the shirts are out. It's on all streaming services. You can get the vinyl, the CD at fatbeats.com or valid313.com. Google it, Valid, Mihajlo. Mihajlo is the name, you know what I'm saying? Nothing changed but the size of the chains, baby, you know what I mean? Valid313, peace.